This nurse believes the hospital warned her to leave before it was too late. A nurse named Deidre sent me this story, and I hope I never enter this territory. She says that her and her friend took a travel contract together in a hospital in a small town, and the moment that they arrived, something felt off to her. Not dangerous, just wrong. You know that feeling when you walk into a place and every instinct in your body tells you that something is off, but you can't explain why? That's how she described it. Now, inside this hospital was a memorial wall that was dedicated to the employees that had passed away, and right in the center of it was a portrait of a young woman who kind of looked like her. At first glance, it looked completely normal, but every time Deidre walked past it, she said she got this overwhelming sense of dread. She said, if you've ever seen that movie Get Out, that's the closest comparison. When old boy was staring at that man, but he couldn't talk, kind of like that picture wasn't just a picture, it was watching. So she mentioned it to her travel buddy, and her friend laughed at her like, girl, you think too much. But the longer she worked there, the stronger that feeling became. And it wasn't just about the portrait of the hospital. She said she couldn't shake the feeling that something just didn't feel right there. Then something happened that made her pay attention. Do you want to hear some creepy stuff from Denise.Jewels? Buckle up, it's story time. There was another nurse that she had became really close with, someone that she had connected with instantly. She said that they talked often. Deidre said they understood each other like on a spiritual level. Then one day, she never showed up for her shift. Deidre later learned on that she was in a fatal car accident, and for some reason that tragedy hit her a little bit different. She said her gut immediately told her that was a warning, not for everybody, for her. So she talked to her friend again, and she told her everything she was feeling, and her friend response, I love it here. I think you're tripping, girl. And that answer bothered her more than she expected because she felt increasingly more uncomfortable. And her friend seemed to be getting attached. Then things took another turn. One day she had a disagreement with a physician over a patient's treatment plan. This disagreement escalated, and shortly after that, her contract was terminated. Now, most people would have been angry, but Deidre said she felt relieved, like she was being pushed towards that exit. And as she was leaving that hospital for that one last time, she walked past that memorial wall, past the portrait, the one that had always creeped her out since day one. And she said as she walked past it, she heard a voice clear as day, you're being saved. She immediately stopped walking, and that hallway was empty. No staff, no patients, no visitors. Nobody was there. Still shaking, she packed her things and she started to drive home. And that's when the strangest part happened. She was on the phone with that friend she was leaving behind, and everything was normal until she crossed the county line. And then all of a sudden, the call cut out. And that's when a man's voice came through clear on her phone. No static, no distortion of voice. And it said, don't come back now, you hear? And then the connection returned just like that. She immediately asked her friend, did you hear that? And her friend said no, she didn't hear anything. After a while, Deidre said her and that friend just drifted apart, and not because of the distance, it was because she changed. She said she eventually became so corrupt that they just weren't a good fit as friends anymore. So I guess the part that really gave me chills about this whole story, if her friend didn't hear that voice, then who was talking to Deidre? But you tell me what you think. Was that hospital warning her to leave before it was too late, or was something else waiting for her to stay? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, have your best spooky day. Bye.